We got a new mouse from VAXEE, and this is the XE-S, which is basically a smaller XE, but they've got other quite drastic changes here as well. The structure of the mouse is modified quite a lot so that the mouse now weighs 60 grams, and there are no extra buttons on the bottom apart from the power switch and the DPI or the configuration change button. So basically one button instead of 4, and I assume this was made to save some weight and maybe even improve the internal structure. Which is something that VAXEE did do with the XE-S, but of course this is not something that the consumer has to care about that much, but it means in the case of the XE-SE that the build is very good, so there is no flex of any kind, no creaking, and overall the mouse feels very tanky at 60 grams. The change in the structure and the lighter weight has not caused any kind of negative aspects with the click feel, so the clicks are still very light, easy to spam and feel very responsive in game. In terms of the overall click design, VAXEE has tinkered with it quite a lot, so there is less pre-travel, less post-travel now. They've also tried to minimize button wobble, which is still there on my unit, but it's very minimal. The clicks are overall a little bit more tactile than they were, for example, with the XE, and they feel more high quality as well. The click latency is still the same as previously for VAXEE 4K, and here they have something that they for sure can improve. VAXEE does not list a number anymore with the debound setting, as now they have low, medium and high as which you can set up. This is because they are making continuous improvements for the firmware, which is of course a good thing. Another change that the XE-S brings to the VAXEE lineup is the sensor, and it's going to be the 3950. It's the best sensor available for them at the moment, and I found no real issues with their implementation. The competitive mode offers very low latency at 1000 Hz and of course at 2000 and 4000 Hz as well. And this implementation does improve motion latency compared to the previous mice, which I do suspect is because they improved wireless transmissions, but the differences are so small these days that you won't be able to notice these in game. In the past 3 months or so I've been testing different polling rates quite a lot, and I have to say that I've been falling down to 1000 Hz with most of my mice, and that's completely because at the moment I consider the battery life improvement to be a major factor. The shape of the XE-S is also of course different to the XE, as this is quite a bit smaller, and it's very good for a claw grip for my 19x10cm hands. Be it more of an aggressive claw where I curl my fingers quite a lot, or more of a relaxed claw where I just grab the right corner with my fingers. Feels very comfortable, and the 60 grams weight feels very good and stable for me as well. VAXEE has some comparisons to the XE on their website, and here are some from me compared to the XE. But no other mouse really comes that close to the XE-S in my opinion. The shape change for me is a positive upgrade, as the XE is on the verge of being too large for me. It is very comfortable and my aim is very good with it, but it's even better with the XE-S, as I just feel more comfortable, more natural with the shape, due to it being a little bit smaller. And the lower weight always helps with comfort and such, so there are no wrist pains no matter how much I play or how much I flick with the mouse or move it around when in game. One thing that we have to consider is that all VAXEE mice come with the 4K dongle by default these days. And when that happened, it increased the price with 10 euros. And now the XE-S and its internal changes, change with the sensor and such, is also 10 euros or $10 more expensive than the previous mice. So it's not very cheap. If I were to give this mouse a rating out of 100, it would be around 82, and the main thing keeping it from scoring higher is going to be the price. And also the fact that it's not very versatile, so if you have the same hand size as me or smaller, it can work for you with claw. But larger hands may actually struggle, and it depends on what kind of claw feel you want. But I would still say that it's a fairly easy recommendation for people who enjoy VAXEE mice and use claw grip, as long as your hand size is not massive. And so I guess that's pretty much it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next one.